Hello and welcome to Dissasociation Dissertation. My name is Ace. I know in my last video I said that I would be talking more about the alphabetical stone letter. However, events of late have forced my hand. Or perhaps just given me an excuse. At any rate, the game has changed and I'm going to be talking about the Church of the Motherfuckers video. Church of the Motherfuckers is a song by Dead Cross with an accompanying music video, in which features and I talked at length about it in my last video. Go watch it. It seems a bit harsh, doesn't it? The phrase, Church of the Motherfuckers. I mean, not all Christians, right? No, not all Christians. However, as we see from this new Supreme Court ruling, some Christians. I have a theory that the reason for this abrasive title, Church of the Motherfuckers, has a lot more to do with things that happened a long time ago, rather than things that are happening today. Illustrate. Let's jump in the Wayback Machine and go all the way back to the Crusades and the Inquisitions, which wasn't really that long ago. See, kids, during the Inquisitions, the Church of the Motherfuckers went to every corner of the earth preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ and murdering everyone who would not conform, which included intersex people. Intersex people, by no fault of their own, could not conform physically. Intersex is defined as when a person is born with both male and female sets of genitalia. Now, would someone like to explain to me how some genitalia got defined as male and some genitalia got defined as female when 1 in 1,000 people are born intersex, and there are infinite shapes and configurations? Clearly, boy parts and girl parts are a little more complicated, don't you know? Well, if you can't tell me how some parts got defined as boy parts and some parts got defined as girl parts, well, that's okay. Because the truth is, I'm here to tell you. Now, how do you define boy parts and girl parts when 1 in 1,000 people are born intersex, and these shapes don't exactly mean what they've been told they mean? Well, that's just it then. You tell people what a shape looks like and what it means. You draw yourself a diagram. This is a boy part and this is a girl part. And then you go and have yourself a crusade and an inquisition and lift up everyone's tail and check. And if they don't match the diagram, a witch. It wasn't just men, women, and people, however. It was children that they did this to. During the Inquisitions, when children were born intersex, they were left on the sides of mountains to be eaten by crows, and their parents were burned as witches. So that's my theory. After all, this music video was recorded before the Supreme Court's abortion ruling. Has anyone here seen the new Dead Cross music video? If you haven't, I highly suggest you watch it. In the music video, cartoon Mike Patton gives birth to twins on the front steps of the White House, after cutting the faces off of the Supreme Court justices who banned abortion. This is not, however, the most noteworthy part of this video. The most noteworthy part of this video is instead the sign in the background while he is giving birth to twins on the steps of Capitol Hill. It is the sign that reads, "Fun for the whole congregation." Now, if you are not familiar with the music of Mr. Michael Allen Patton, this is a reference to the song Slowly Growing Deaf, which begins with the line, quote, "As the congregation grows." The full line from the song, "As the congregation grows, a lung of solitude deflates. Into my ears the greatest sin, I feel a bit like Beethoven. Simultaneously they speak unbeknownst, exiled to the inner voice. The difference is, he had no choice." The difference is, he had no choice. Quote unquote. This is a dated reference, now given the latest Supreme Court ruling on abortion. It used to be, the difference was, he had no choice. However, now no one has any choice anymore. So now what's the difference? What's the difference between a woman or a bird in flight, a hermaphrodite, quote unquote, Mr. Bumble? What's the difference now? What's the one thing that separates a man? And there's only one thing that separates a man. Shit lives forever. That is a quote from the song Cuckoo for Caca by Faith No More. Shit lives forever. You'll notice in this music video, Reign of Error, Mike Patton does not just simply give birth on the front steps of Capitol Hill. No. He does not merely give birth to twins. No. He shits them out. So we have a new definition for the shape. Shit. Shit means child. There's a sign in this music video that says, "We are a turd factory." So now we know what that sign really says, don't we? It means we are a baby factory. And now no one has any choice anymore. You might remember earlier in this video when we jumped in the Wayback Machine and went all the way back to the Crusades and the Inquisitions, and what was done to intersex people by the Church of the Motherfuckers. Now you might have asked yourself, why then? If the Church of the Motherfuckers implemented a zero intersex people policy and murdered millions, probably billions, of newborn intersex children, how come there are still intersex people if the Church of the Motherfuckers killed them all? Shit lives forever. I think it's similar to, quote, "Stub-a-dub will never die," unquote. That's a quote from the song Stub-a-dub off the same album, Mr. Bumble, self-titled, 1991. There's another connection between these two songs, Slowly Growing Deaf and Stub-a-dub. second and 8th track on the album. And that is the line in Stub-a-Dub, quote, "If you can hear me, throw up. Give me a sign." Oh, a sign, you say? You mean like you're deaf? Was that deaf, mute, or hoarse? See? Horse? Going back to the line in Stub-a-Dub, however, previously quoted, quote, "If you can hear me, throw up," unquote. Well, notice what is sitting on the floor while Mike Patton shits out twins on the front steps of Capitol Hill. The Bible, 50 Shades of Vomit. I'd like to go back now to the line, "The difference is he had no choice." I already mentioned earlier in this video that that is a dated reference, now that no one has any choice anymore. But let's briefly talk. Previously to this latest Supreme Court ruling, why did he have no choice? Because they say there's no such thing. And yet there is such a thing. And to quote the song "Walking in Circles" off the album "Bowl of Chiley" by Mr. Bungle, quote, "It is as old as ambiguity." Thank you for watching Dissasociation Dissertation. Until next time, peace and love, kids.